Here. We got started really, really late, but I'm still streaming on the day I said. Everyone. Am I audible? Am I audible? Hello? Talk, fucker. Say words on... There we go. Talk, fucker. There we go. Say words on... Okay, perfect. Alright, at everyone. Very late, but doing the booze stream as promised. Okay, so I said that I would do a stream on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is still Friday, so I'm still okay. We're still all right. Somewhere. It's Friday somewhere. So, we're still okay. We're still okay. We're still good. It's still good. I also said Friday's going to be drunk stream until I finish this orange juice. There's not a lot of orange juice in here. We're going to finish the orange juice tonight. So this is the last drunk stream. On the plus side, I will say this. I don't want to drink tonight. Like, I looked at, like, oh, it's time to drink, and I was like, God, I don't want to. I don't want to. But I said I would do it, and I gotta finish this fucking container of orange juice, so we're doing it. We're drinking. My hope for tonight is we kill a guy in, like, an hour, right? I want to do all of this in an hour. I'm going for 1 hour stream. I'm gonna try to go as fast as possible. No distractions. No cheeky topics. We're not talking about politics or anything, right? I'm not gonna explain anything. We're just gonna we're gonna explode our fucking dicks everywhere. Our dicks are just gonna pop off. We're gonna be so fucking fast at this Assassin's Creed thing. I have not had a single drop of alcohol yet, by the way. I haven't slept. I haven't slept. That's what you need to know right now. I haven't slept. And they say not sleeping is the equivalent of being drunk. So, I'm about to be double drunk, and it's gonna be a fucking nightmare. I'm just gonna... So get ready for that, I guess. Alright, here we go. First sip of screwdriver. That's really bad. That's, like, uniquely terrible. What the fuck? Why does that taste so bad? Oh, God. It was actually, like, drinkable last time. That's fucking putrid. Oh, God. I'm fucking spinning. I love how that guy got killed by a Templar. Hell yeah! Sync bar went up. Fuck yeah, and increased my hit points. Boom!
Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear it.
Alright, now let's take another sip of this.
What? Who's done this? Tell me.
That was slightly less bad. Fuck, that's still really bad. That's still really bad. You thought you were going to stream. I was going to make a joke about attempting to sell a schedule of failing. No. I did it. I did do it. I did it, and and I did it as promised. I said I would drink today, and I am drinking. God, it tastes so fucking bad. Last time it tasted like... The first time it was disgusting. Like, okay, no, hold on. The first time it was normal bad. The second time it was just disgusting. Or, fuck. The first time it was normal bad. The second time it tasted like donuts. This time it's just fucking awful. It's just gross. I think all of the vodka is sitting on top of the orange juice. And I think it's creating a really bad effect. I think I just got a fucking shot full of vodka and it was fucking unpleasant. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. You're giving me a lot of prompts to go on, and I promise I will ask about them, Maid. But another thing I gotta say is that I am, like, super sleep deprived right now. It's not necessarily that I didn't want to stream. I did get to it very late, though. I will not acknowledge that. Some stuff came up. But yeah, I did get to it very late tonight, and I, like, mostly just, like, I said I would, like, because I gotta finish the orange juice. I just did not want to drink tonight. I was like, oh god, I'm not looking forward to drinking tonight. So that's where I am. I'm sleep deprived. I'm drinking and I don't want to be, and my alcohol tastes fucking gross. That's where I am. Alright. More like old school used to stream this all the time. Normally, when it was this time, like back in the day, I would say this is actually too late for me to stream even back then. Like, by this time, I would normally have written it off. I'd been like, okay, we're not streaming today. You know, you could just drink orange juice. You know what? I know that. I thought of that. And everyone who I've told how much I don't want to drink a fucking screwdriver tonight was also like, why don't you just drink the goddamn orange juice? But, like, the thing is, I bought this orange juice specifically for screwdrivers. And I'm gonna fucking use it specifically for what I bought it for. Right? Now, don't get me wrong, I like orange juice. But I bought this for a reason, and I'm gonna use it for it. Now, what I will say is there's only... You hear that? There's only a little bit more orange juice in this container, so we're going to finish it tonight. We're going to have probably a full glass of screwdriver, full cocktail, and then we're going to have just probably like a shot of it. So, and then we'll be done. We'll be done with the regularly scheduled drunk streams. Thank fucking Christ. Anyway, we're gonna start with the donut prompts because honestly, I think I'm more interested in the donut. What the fuck is up with donuts? Oh, and I installed a bidet. That's news. I installed my bidet. It definitely decreased my toilet paper usage. It's great. Now I literally don't need to wipe my own ass. I do. I still do. But it's mostly just extra cleanup. They delayed my interview until mid-May because they're renovating the building. Oh, okay. That could be worse. If they're under new management and they're renovating a building, there's a good chance they might be low on employees, or there might be some employees. Especially if they have to wait till May. A lot of people will just quit over that time and just find a new fucking job. So they might be desperate. A little annoyed they can't interview me now and have me start mid-May. Oh, they're still open? Oh.
when this happens,
Huh.
we are returned to a proper course.
Well, that's strange.
Confess to him, and he will show mercy. But should you try to run,
Well, best of luck with that.
you will be found.
Alright,
made
now I will accept the Dark Souls Devil May Cry prompt. What's up with that? Oh, they are, but they close before they're supposed to. Oh, they're closing early. Okay, no, that makes sense.
Without its rules and its direction. To defy it is to defy the one who leads us.
I was near there and they were closed before they closed.
Cannot be allowed.
No, yeah, I got that. The fucking closest liquor store to me does that. It just closes fucking whenever it feels like.
Do I look like a merchant? No.
And I'm still hoping I can go in there at some point and find a fucking, just a regular bottle of vodka, just in a glass bottle. Well, this is gonna be an event.
This won't be too difficult. How can one expect it to be? If I were you, I'd go for help. May God have mercy on your soul.
This is like awkwardly a pain in my ass. He complained about fixed camera. Yeah, fair, so do I.
Still breathe.
I still need to replay that game.
Desire more than just my life. What is it?
You know Mejduddin well?
Better than most.
I don't remember who Mejduddin is.
Too righteous. Is the law really so important to him?
What do you think?
I think he hides something.
But he complained about no designated dodge button, complained about having to use lock on.
Men like me, we are meant to scare them, fill the people with fear. The ones he kills, not criminals, but dangerous all the same.
There isn't a designated dodge button in DMC? I could have sworn there was.
Their plans. Yes, he speaks of others. Those he works with. Works for, perhaps. I am uncertain. They need the city, though. Controlling it is important to them.
Why?
You'll have to ask him yourself. Attend one of his executions. It's when he's most
There's one in
visible,
DMC too.
addressing the
Huh.
crowd, hands
Man, I really do need to replay that game, don't I?
Then we are done.
What is it that you want?
Hey, look over there! Hey, look over there! In DMC 1, 3, 4, and 5, you have to lock on, move the stick in a direction, hit X, and Dante roll left or right or backflip. I'm kind of losing. What the fuck right now? Fuck me!
Preparation is crucial to your success.
Well, that was infuriating. Move. We're about to go full fucking Nova.
Praise God, you've saved me. All the city will know of your sacrifice.
Over here! Come quickly! Don't let it... All right, you must start to repay the favor.
Lock on, move the stick in a direction, and Dante will roll. That honestly does, like, I guess I get the idea of not enjoying the, like, requiring to lock on. Like, I guess I get that, but I don't know. That seems like a dodge to me. Uncomfortable exploration music. Souls fan complained about uncomfortable music. Honestly, the music in the Souls games, I would never describe as, like, uncomfortable.
You again, Grandmaster.
So I guess I could understand that. A thing that made me click off and not take anything fucker said seriously was he called DMC3 a cringe fest.
Inadequate when I compare myself to you. I must kill 2 of Mujduddin's men without a fight. Could you show me the way? I would be forever grateful and share a very interesting story with you.
Yeah, I wouldn't take any reviewer that used cringe fest in their actual, like, published review seriously. Okay, so I do not have a plan to kill this guy. That worked! That worked! It worked! That worked! Somehow that worked!
Defense of our great civilization. Make no mistake, it is our very existence we are fighting for.
Now the peasants are going to complain.
I will say this about Elden Ring, it's not my favorite, but it is probably the best, like, pound for pound
Coins.
of the Soulsborne games.
I beg of you, just a few coins.
And you're dead.
You are the best the clan has ever seen.
Yes, I am.
Here is my story.
And will ever.
I was cleaning the temple steps. I overheard 2 scholars praising how easy it was for them to pass the soldiers guarding the entrance of the execution plaza.
Oh, God.
If you time your entry properly, they could provide a nice distraction for the guards. But I am sure that with your wisdom, you knew that already.
I played another one of those free RPG Maker games, except this one I've never heard of before. It was pretty good. Oh, yeah? You know, I'm not even tipsy yet. Here's what I'm going to say. Honestly, the gameplay of this is still pretty decent. But I was always an Assassin's Creed 1 over Assassin's Creed 2 fan. There's a lot of shakiness in this. I could genuinely see Assassin's Creed 2 being better. I might have been wrong about that for years. Like, I was always, like, Assassin's Creed 1 fan. No, not to say I didn't like Assassin's Creed 2. I'd be fucking insane. But I always preferred 1. And you know what? Honestly, re-experiencing 1, not holding up the best. I'll say that. And the worst part about it is that the problems that I have with it are actually kind of the issues that critics at the time had with this game, which is that the gameplay loop is a little, like, too consistent and samey. Like, it's very repetitive. I'm sure you're probably not the biggest fan of KOTOR, and I'm okay with that. KOTOR the only person I know of who has the reverence for KOTOR that I do is me. It's a very much a me thing. I really like the game, but there's so many parts of the game that have either aged super badly or weren't good to begin with. Particularly the combat. Yeah, the combat was always a problem.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear it.
Yeah, I can't argue that, honestly. It takes a lot of getting used to, and if we're being honest with ourselves, if I'm being honest with myself, right? The thing about the combat is, you kind of get used to it, and it's not so bad once you, like, fully understand the system. But if it were to be replaced with a different system, like a more action-focused system, say, the one from, like, Force Awakens or something, there's no denying the game would be better, right? So saying, like, even if you can get used to it, and it's not that bad, is like, even if you say it's not that bad, right? There's no denying that if it was a better system, it would be better. Like, if it was a more functional, more tried and true system, it would be better. Something like a Force Awakens or a DMC or an action game sort of style would suit it better, or lean more heavily into a sort of like RPG sort of mechanics, sort of like a Dragon Age or something, right? Which is a later BioWare game. Like, there really is, like, no denying that these scenarios would make the game better. I do not understand the stat building system. I've never seen an improvement in anything it says it's improving. It works on D&D 3.5, if I recall, right? I think it uses the 3.5 system. So what I'm assuming is what it increases is every 2 points it increases your modifier, which then modifies your secondary stats and your skill bonuses. That's how I'm assuming it's working. That's not how I remember it's working, because I honestly don't remember how it works, but that's how I assume it works. Part of the problem with Western RPGs is usually at their best when it's primarily another type of game with an RPG mechanics. So, part of the problem with Western RPGs is that, like, 90% of the good ones were made by BioWare. There's no other port to that. 90% of the good ones were made by BioWare. That's kind of the end of that sentence.
What happened here? What's he doing that for?
Oh my god. What the fuck? Where is this guy? That guy is, like, across the city.
My family sits in lines. Could you spare a few coins?
You know what? I'm gonna kill this guy just because I think it'll save me time. Mass Effect is a third-person shooter. It was also made by BioWare. Dragon Age is a third-person action game with RPG mechanics. Is also BioWare. Fallout New Vegas is an FPS with RPG mechanics. Oh, that's Obsidian. You know what? You know what? Obsidian. Okay, BioWare or Obsidian. There. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to stick with that. 90% of it is made... 90% of the good Western RPGs are made by BioWare. 9% of them are made by Obsidian. No, I am fully with you. I hate random chance in games. I want it to be like, okay, you have a 14 in this stat. Your stat's too low, dipshit. That's what I like. I like it when number equals thing. I hate random chance or RNG. But if you hit the Y button made, you can twirl your swords around. So, are you aware of that? Or your equivalent of the Y button.
You will die here.
You don't get escort mission very often. This is a rare one. I can't wait when we're done with Assassin's Creed, because I think KOTOR is next, and I can't fucking wait. Most Western RPGs are immersion sims. I'm not big on that either. Would you say most? I will say there's a good amount of them. I'm not sure if I would go so far as to say most, but I will say a sizable portion. Which I'm okay with those. But I get they're not everyone's thing. When I played Amnesia Dark Descent and it said don't fucking. Will you get to your destination, please? You are the worst assassin. Don't play to win, play to immerse yourself. And I was like, oh, fucking place. There are I think games that are trying to do that should try and do, I think having immersive elements is important. Every game should have immersive elements. But I think a game that's, trying to, reflect reality should just try to do that, mostly. Like, a great game that I would recommend as a sort of immersion sim is, Slime Rancher, where you're a lady who's probably a lesbian, who just, fucking comes to this alien planet to farm slimes. That's it. That's the fucking game. That's all there is to it. And you know what? It's pretty damn good, and they made a sequel, and I have not played the sequel.
Take up arms against our enemies in whatever way you can. Now comes the English king and his infidel army.
At least Daniel is a character in Amnesia, though. What I kind of appreciate about Daniel is he's fucking awful, and he's, so hateable. Everyone hates the by the end of the game, you keep reading more about Daniel, and you keep reading, what Daniel did, and you come to hate Daniel as much as Daniel comes to hate Daniel. He's like, yeah, so anyway, I tortured and raped this woman for her essence. man, I suck. And we're like, yeah, Daniel, you fucking suck. And then at the end, he's like, yeah, so I was so traumatized that I decided to give myself amnesia. But, like, now that I have amnesia, I need my amnesia self to go down here. And, like, you've been playing the game as Amnesia Daniel, and you read that, like, real Daniel decided to, give himself amnesia, put all the responsibility on you, Amnesia Daniel, and you're like, you fucking dickhead! Fuck you, past me! That's why everyone does the Agrippa ending. Well, the Agrippa ending's the true ending, right? The one where you toss his head into the portal? So I think everyone does that because it's the good ending. Compared to Dragonborn and Neverrain. Yeah, yeah.
Praise God, you saved me. All the city will know of your sacrifice.
Or the Champion of Cyrodiil. Now, on the other hand, I am really looking forward to KOTOR. I'm kind of fucking dreading Oblivion. Because I remember loving Oblivion so much, and I am afraid, having replayed Skyrim, 100%ing it, replaying Morrowind, 100%ing that, I am afraid that Oblivion is not as good as I remember it being. I'm hoping I'm going to play it, and I'm going to be like, oh, thank God, this is the only good one. But I just jumped on you. But I have my doubts about that. Although I will say that Fallout 3 held up pretty well, so. And that is the same era of Bethesda, so. Once heard a guy gush about Fallout 1, he was going on and on. So the thing about Fallout 1, and a lot of, like, the Obsidian game, because, like, the company that made Fallout ended up basically, like, a lot of their workers ended up going on to create Obsidian. The thing about that whole, like, Obsidian style of gameplay is two major factors, right? Specifically, the thing about Fallout 1 that everyone likes is, like, the amount of, like, freedom that game gives you. But then the downside is, like, yeah, but that game is, like, the downside for Fallout 1 is that the gameplay is fucking atrocious. And I was like, yeah, that isn't immersive because the guard would shoot on sight usually. They ain't gonna discuss Palestine with you. Don't know why I picked Palestine, just heard a thing about it on the news. No, that's fine. I wouldn't describe the Fallout series. Describing, like, the major draw of Fallouts, like, pre-4 Fallout, as, like, being immersive is not where I would have went with that. Like, that's not what... Like, what I would go with that is the variety of different builds and choices and impacts you can have on the world. And sort of the sense of exploration. Like, that's where I would go about the benefits of pre-4 Fallout. I wouldn't be like, oh, it's so immersive. I think that's a strange direction to praise that game. To praise any Fallout. Unless you're modding the shit out of it, so.
He enjoys the act. Truly evil man.
We have no time to lose then. Let's go.
Now, if you want a really good if you want a really good immersion sim, that's like all about immersion, highly recommend a game called Firewatch. Now, I will warn you, Firewatch is the kind of game that I really think you should probably only play once. I don't think replaying Firewatch is going to be a good experience. But that first playthrough, Firewatch is a fucking powerful, emotional experience. Highly recommend it. I like Senseless Destruction, my 15-year-old brother's review on Fallout 15. And you know what? You know what? That's a completely valid way to play Fallout 3, though, is the thing about it. Like, blowing up Megaton is as valid in Fallout 3 as, like, saving it and giving free water to the world. And, like, using the Gek to, like, terraform the entire area. Like, that's what's cool about Fallout. I wouldn't say immersion is where Fallout... I wouldn't even say Fallout is a particularly immersive, like, series. Why does my nose itch so fucking much? Good job, Altair. You'd have definitely dislocated your wrist if you had tried that in real life. What the fuck is wrong with my nose?
There will be no stopping him. He will march on Jerusalem next. We must end this before it... You are not supposed to be with me.
I mean, really, who's gonna stop me? I could just stay here. I know people shit on Big Bang Theory, but Big Bang Theory has a great joke on this. If people shit on Big Bang Theory, I've seen a few episodes. Is it great? No. But it's, like, watchable. I think it's a bit overhated as a show. I mean, it can definitely come off as a sort of, like, hello, fellow kids at points, but...
Damned archers. We are to launch an assault against one of Medjduddin's lieutenants. But we cannot do anything until the rooftops have been cleared. And I have no men to spare. Would you be willing to help? Just make sure they do not see you coming, or we will have to begin again.
Oh, my favorite. Rooftop stealth assassination. I'm a goddamn master at that. No guard has ever seen me climb a rooftop. What are you doing? I'm playing an old text adventure game from the 80s. You're in a forest. What do you do? Unsheath my axe. You don't have one. Oh, it's like that. Like I'm really there. Then it just turns into yelling while typing swing sword. Altair, you fucking goober. You fucking goofy goober? I assassinated that man. That's the final man that must die. Oh god! How? All I did was fall off a roof, and it was like that guy right there. That's the guy. Motherfucker! The guards are just psychic! No, I'm gonna run. I could beat them, but honestly, if I, like, create a bunch of corpses in the street, I'm gonna have more trouble later. I think it's just one incredibly determined guard. You know, one could call this a gameplay flaw. How a bunch of guards just psychically detected me, and then somehow murdering all of them is easier for me than escaping them. God, Altair, why didn't you fucking invent hiding place assassination yet? By the way, Altair invents hiding place assassination. And ledge assassination. These don't exist without him.
The archers still live. You must finish them
Oh,
all.
eat a dick and die. Have you tried throwing a brick? Because the AI always knows where you are, will move accordingly. Yeah, I did notice that with what little I did play, is that the game does seem to move things directly towards you. Just to make it harder and more, like, nail-biting, but all it does is, like, reveal to me that's like, okay, you clearly just know what's happening. Ooh, yeah! You fucking dog, Altair! You fucking sex pot, you! Done.
I'm starting to understand why Al-Mualim favors you. I assume you have been sent to deal with Majd-ud-Din, yes? Then it might help you to know that he enjoys lecturing his prisoners before executing them. While doing so, he turns his back to the crowd. It would be the perfect moment for you to strike. Now, I must attend to my men. We have our own targets to deal with.
Boom. I said I wanted to kill this guy in an hour, and I might actually succeed at that. That's the craziest part. I'm gonna like, hey, we're gonna do a drunk stream, and I'm gonna kill a guy in an hour, and I might actually pull it off. Which is great, because I need to take an early night tonight.
يجب أن لا يجري جري العميان. We must end this before it has a chance to begin. That city is ours, has always been ours. It is our duty to defend it until death. The Crusaders must be dead. هل تريد قول شيء ما؟ Your presence annoys me. هل تريد قول شيء ما؟
Did you see the order? He wants us to repair a stage for another execution today.
It's the one at the western edge of Solomon's Temple. I was on my way just now.
So much death.
Worried that our true leader might return and bring a measure of justice to this city.
Yes, and not this mockery Majd-Ad-Din parades before us.
How? How does something like this happen?
Everyone appointed in Salah ad-Din's stead is met with an untimely end. And now the position falls to him. He, who was once nothing more than the Emir's scribe.
Good for Marky Moo.
How convenient. It would not surprise me to learn he was behind these accidents.
Shh! If the guards hear us, we'll be taken for treason. Executed on the very platform we have to repair. Come, let us return to work.
Go away.
Oh, I don't think I'm allowed to go there.
You've something to say.
Okay, fuck.
What is it?
This is the dumbest pickpocket of all time. Iron Lung, which I've never heard of. All I know is it's a horror game set in a submarine. Oh! I am familiar. Never played it, but I know exactly what it is.
What's he running from?
Unless it's the fish one.
Just a few coins, please.
It's one of two games I'm thinking of, I'm sure. I just realized there were two horror games set in a submarine.
Curse the Christian king and his army of infidels!
Hello?
What news, novice?
I am not a novice.
A man's skill is defined by his actions, not the markings on his robe.
We can trade barbs or do Al-Muallim's work. It's your decision.
Then be out with it.
Al-Muallim has asked that Majd-Ad-Din be slain. He is to hold a public execution not far from here. It's sure to be well guarded, but nothing I can't handle. I know what to do.
And that is why you remain a novice in my eyes. You cannot know anything, only suspect. You must expect to be wrong, to have overlooked something. Anticipate, Altair. How many times must I remind you of this?
Are we done?
Not quite. There is one more thing. One of the men to be
Altair
executed
is
is a brother.
ADHD.
One of us. Al-Mulim wishes for him to be saved.
So it keeps
Do
him
not
on his
worry about
toes.
the actual rescue. My men will take care of that. But you must ensure Majd-Ad-Din does not take his life. Don't foul this, Altair. Time is of the essence.
Fast forward in memory to a more recent one.
Yeah, so Iron Lung is either the game where you're in a submarine and you're exploring the depths of the ocean. And there's some horrible creature in the ocean with you. Or it's a sort of management horror game where you're in a submarine and everything goes wrong around you and you have to try and keep the shit together. I think it's one of those two games. I don't know which one, because they're both horror games set in submarines, but I'm assuming it's one of those two games. Or I could be completely wrong. It's a third submarine horror game I've never heard of, and then there you go, I guess. My brother asked if I could make a movie out of a game, what would it be? And I genuinely don't know, because I think most games need to be adapted into movies. Ooh. Does it have to be... Alright, let's clarify on this. This is a fun game as I try and get to the guy I'm going to stab in the dick. Are we turning a game into a movie? Like, are we adapting a game? Or am I choosing a game series to have a movie entry? Because those are two different answers, probably. Okay, well, I have definitely solved this assassination problem. An adaption. Oof. Oof. Okay, so that's a much slower pool, as one would imagine. Because, yeah, like you said, most games don't need an adaptation. Ooh, an adaptation. It would have to be a game that you could it would have to either be a very short game, or it would have to be a game that you could cut a lot out of, and it would either not matter or it would benefit the story. Right? Because you're not going to want the game to be you don't want the game to be a better experience. You want it to be a different experience. Possibly something old? Or something that's held back by having player choice. The Darkness wouldn't be a terrible adaptation. I think a Darkness adaptation could be cool. But I think the Darkness might be too old, and you'd have to cut out hell. The story in that game was good, can make a nice movie, and the game is pretty short, only 3 hours. Game, come on. Alright, this is bullshit. I was in the perfect spot to assassinate him. Ooh, you know what would make a pretty decent film adaptation? Crimson Butterfly.
People of Jerusalem, hear me well. I stand here today to deliver a warning. There are malcontents among you. They sow the seeds of discontent, hoping to lead you astray.
Fatal Frame had a movie and it was bad.
Is this what you desire? to be mired in deceit and sin, to live your lives in fear.
You know what? You make a good point. Even if
And you wish
the
to
game
take
gives you
action.
good setup.
Your devotion pleases me. This evil must be purged. Only then can we.
I could have killed this guy if this cutscene wasn't happening.
This is not justice! And all of you stand idle, complicit in this crime.
Curse you all! See how the evil of one.
It was an adaptation, though. It wasn't adapting the original story and had next to nothing to do with Fatal Frame.
Fear and doubt within you, but I will keep you safe.
Yeah, no, honestly, though, you do make a good point. Even if a game gives you a good setup for a story, like, you could make a really good Silent Hill 2, like, movie. You really could, right? You could make a good Silent Hill 2 movie. It still ends up terrible in movie form. So maybe the solution isn't, like, picking a game to get an adaptation. Maybe what it actually is deciding which game you're willing to throw to the wolves.
Her sin remains the same. She turned her back on the teachings, defiled her body to advance her station. Each man she touched, forever stained.
This man speaks lies. I am here today not because I lay down with other men, for I did not. He means to murder me because I would not lie down with him.
Even now, offered redemption, she continues to deceive. She rejects salvation. There is only one way to deal with this.
Yeah, fuck that lady. I didn't like her anyway.
Chance condemns me to death. Show me where such a thing is written. It is not sin that corrupts our city, but you.
Do you think I can get away with dropping down on that platform?
This man took what was not his. Money, earned through the labor of another. It could have belonged to any of you. And so, you have all been violated. What say you to this?
It was a single dinar found on the ground. He speaks as though I trespassed, as though I ripped it from the hands of another.
Today a dinar, tomorrow a horse. The next day, another man's life. The object itself is not of consequence. What matters is that you took what did not belong to you. Were I to allow
Well, you wouldn't adapt the part where nothing's happening. That's the thing.
as well. When
You would have to, like, rewrite some of the other world scenes, but it really wouldn't be hard. You'd also have to cut out, I think, most of the side characters. That's a good portion of the game. Well, that's the thing, though.
lies and propaganda
The game is like 10 hours.
murder on his mind. He poisons our thoughts as he poisons his blade. Turns brother against brother, father against son. More dangerous than any enemy we face.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What the fuck, game? That was fucking perfect. Are you fucking kidding me? All right. Oh, you can't ground kill him. Is that my target? No, that is...
Your work here is finished.
No, no! It had only just begun.
Tell me, what's your part in all of this? Do you intend to defend yourself as the others have and explain away your evil deeds?
The Brotherhood wanted the city.
Alright, my screwdriver's done.
There was an opportunity.
An opportunity to murder innocents.
Not so innocent. Dissident voices cut deep as steel. They disrupt order. In this, I do agree.
Wow, there was not a lot of orange juice left in this
You
container.
kill people simply for believing differently than you.
Of course not. I killed them because I could. Because it was fun. Do you know what it feels like to determine another man's fate? And did you see the way that people cheered? The way they feared me? I was like a god.
Alright, that's good. That's good.
You'd have done the same if you could. Such power.
Once perhaps. But then I learned what becomes of
You could make
of others.
an Assassin's Creed 1 miniseries.
Here.
But you could not make a movie out of this game. It's too long, and unfortunately, you do need to hit a lot of the beats in the conspiracy. Like, Altair can't just kill one or two guys, right? And it is a process about Altair going through his arc, and that time is required. Like, of Altair going through his arc, and... like, learning to trust his teacher, learning to trust his teacher's teachings, but then eventually learning to question his teacher. And you need the time invested in that. I'm not sure if you need as much time as this game gives you. Like, this game gives you 9 people to kill. And I don't know if you need all of that, but you need at least 6 people to kill. And killing 6 people in a fucking movie, it would be terrible. It would be a terrible goddamn movie. There'd be no way. You'd have to conflate it down to 2 or 3. And if you conflate it down to 2 or 3, what the fuck is the point, right? So, yeah, I think you can make a series out of this. This man is immune to my attacks. Yeah, you can make a series out of this. You can make it like a 12-episode show out of this. Oh, wow, that's really close. But, yeah, I agree. I don't think this would make a good movie.
Jerusalem needs a new ruler.
I'm not sure you can do it to any.
What's this? No words of wisdom for me? Surely I have failed in some spectacular fashion.
You performed as an assassin should. No more, no less. That you expect praise for merely doing as told.
No, you cannot do Heavy Rain.
It seems everything I do troubles you.
Reflect on that. But do so on your way back to Masyaf. Your work here is done.
Yeah, no, the problem with Heavy Rain and like any Quantic Dream games. Okay, no, hold up. Because my brain expanded to the other Quantic Dream games and was like, no, hold on, there are other problems with the other Quantic Dream games. The problem with Heavy Rain specifically is you need to create like a canon, because Heavy Rain, like, as transparent as the plot lines and threads are, there are a lot of like endings to that game.
You say, Doc?
So you need to create like a canon route, and that would be a bit of an issue. Also, you need a huge budget.
I'm ending the session. I'll be right there. You're sure about this? Yes. No. Everything's Denver. I don't see how he could... Of course. I understand. You're in a lot of trouble, Mr. Miles.
What's his problem?
They're coming for you.
Who's coming for me?
Assassins.
Hey, I had nothing to do with this.
Sounds like they're mounting some kind of rescue attempt.
Guess you're more important than you realize.
So there's an issue in this
Things
game
just keep getting weirder and weirder.
where the audio is based on wherever you're facing, and I hate it, and no game should ever do that, and it's rare that games do it.
Crusade, it never ended.
But they shouldn't.
You're being held by Templars.
Vidic's a Templar?
There's no way you could have known. They hide it so well. But to answer your question, Vidic works for them. We all do. Abstergo is their company.
I thought Templars were old dudes with funny hats who sat around drinking beer and plotting world domination with, like, the lizard people.
No, except the part about world domination, I guess. Look,
And the lizard
Desmond,
people.
It's complicated. Half the stuff they say about the Templars comes from crazy tinfoil hat-wearing nut jobs. The other half is misinformation intentionally produced by the Templars themselves.
But they are the bad guys, right?
If there's one thing I've learned since I started working here, it's that there's no such thing. It's all so relative. I guess the best way to explain it is, what they want is good. But the way they're going about it, it's bad. Really bad.
What are they trying to do?
That might be the first tip-off that Lucy is secretly a Templar.
Yes.
But I 100% guarantee you this was not planned, and it was just the falling out with the voice actress.
On my way, Doctor. I'm sorry.
Hate her clothes, it
Desmond,
just
I
feels
have to go.
sterile.
You should turn in for the night.
Well, that's kind of what the game is going for, though.
The answers to all of your questions are right in front of you. You just have to know where to look.
Like, sterility is kind of the whole gimmick of the area. So, if anything, the character design nailed it, even if it's not, like, aesthetically pleasing. I kind of like it. I'm okay with it. I know, I just don't like it. You know what? 100% fair. I kind of like it, but we all know I have a thing for office ladies, so... Because of what you want to fuck office lady. Exactly. Alright. So there might be too much alcohol in this, so give me a second. Ah! There was too much alcohol. Oh god. Oh, it came back for revenge. Fuck. I have no desire for the fucking, so it just looks plain sterile. You know what? And that's fair. To each their own. Is it September 4th? The only thing that might be new is the line, she killed herself, something about relationship with a kid named Newman, don't dip your pen in company imp, now drop it. Hope you might be able to understand why even in 5 years no one's willing to tell me what happened to my friend. We already read that part. And then deleted items. Okay. You know what wouldn't make a good movie but a good series? Watch Dogs. Oh, I could see that. Yeah. No. Yeah, I could see that. All right, let's start with inbox. Let's start at the bottom of the inbox. Hoping you might understand why 5 years after the fact no one's willing to tell me what happened to my friend. All right, moving on. I will be out of the office starting September 1st. I will return on October 4th. In case of an emergency, contact my assistant, Aubrey Jacobs, at extension 103. You told me she wasn't going to be a problem, and here she is stirring up the shit again. Deal with this, Warren. You vouched for her. You're responsible for her. Abstergo Newswire Services. Tension mounts over Antarctic drilling. The U.S. and EU are once again facing heavy criticism for their decision to begin construction of jointly owned oil platforms in the Weddell Sea. Thank you real life for not having to have had this happen. Several supranational unions support the work, absolutely, claiming it violates the Antarctic Treaty, which it does. The situation has been complicated by the presence of 2 naval destroyers said to be in the region for unrelated reasons to the construction. Abstergo News Wire Services. Hurricane season ends, but not the way you think. Increasingly erratic weather patterns have caused the Global Weather Association to abolish the term hurricane season. Dear God. Once confined to the months of June through November, hurricane duration, frequency, strength, and location have increased to the point where most coastal cities must now live in constant fear of these devastating storms. Thank God we're not here yet. Thank God Assassin's Creed undersold how bad it would get how quickly. Abstergo satellite launch postponed, citing last-minute adjustments to their new all-in-one telecommunication satellite. Abstergo has been postponed launch of their first satellite. Okay, see, now this is where Assassin's Creed is wrong. There is absolutely no way this would be Abstergo's first satellite. See, that's where they're wrong. They thought global warming would be worse. They thought we'd be drilling for oil in Antarctica. They missed those 2, but they thought that a company would only have 1 satellite is fucking insane. No, this would be like Abstergo's 80th satellite. They maintain that their patented technology will allow faster, more reliable data transmission than previous generation satellites, which suffered from delays and interference. In Assassin's Creed 4, the developer Templar guy goes missing, and in Watch Dogs 1, Aiden, the main character, kills him. And in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you see a laptop photo from a grainy security camera of 80 shooting that guy in the case. Yeah, Watch Dogs is in the same... You can also find... in Watch Dogs, you can also occasionally find members of the Templars, like, in the game. So yeah, they are in the same universe. You can't kill them like that in Watch Dogs. Great, leave it at desk. We're less about my things and more about making the Animus work. Thanks! You send wind up with Leela. What do you mean? Nothing. Get back to work, please. We have a deadline. P.S. Why do you sign your emails? It says right at the top. Okay, now for the deleted items. Now you have to blow up his car. I didn't end up finishing Watch Dogs. I think I was playing it on my other computer, and then something went wrong, and I never got to finish playing Watch Dogs. I know what you're doing. I know what you did. I saw him. He had a metal ball. It opened. They went crazy, shooting, stabbing, tore each other to pieces. I know it was you. Saw the logo, heard the name. I'm going to tell anyone who will listen. You'll be exposed. They'll know the truth. And then you'll pay, you crazy bastards. You'll pay. Watch Dogs 1 was enjoyable. It still has, like, classic Ubisoft problems, like in AIs you have to hack into to get a better view of the city. Just stop doing that, Ubisoft. Just stop doing it, please. But it was an enjoyable enough game. It was very similar to how I played Cyberpunk, if I'm being honest. Have not played Watch Dogs 2. No, there was a big controversy about the game having vagina in it. And, sorry, my mistake. Ladies, personal apology from SAC. The game did not have a vagina. It did have a very clear labia, however. So, anyway. So the game had labia in it, and they had to, like, patch it out of the game. And there was a big controversy in Watch Dogs 2 about it. Where is the vagina in it? My apologies, mate. My apologies. It was labia. Yeah, there was I think it was like a prostitute or something. Had not played the game, do own it, have not played it. Who had like crotchless panties, and it caused a bit of a stir up at the time. I believe it's been patched out of the game now though. All of a sudden, the person that made it got fired. Administration classified information. As a general reminder, all employees of Abstergo Industries are prohibited from discussing corporate policy, proceedings, and projects. In light of pending litigation, you are reminded of sections 215 in your employment contracts. That's part of a vagina. No, you see, the vagina is the internal part. The labia is the external part, you see? It's a very unnecessary distinction I'm making right now, because you do exactly what I said when I said there was a vagina. You acknowledge and agree that Abstergo has developed such confidential information by the investment of significant time, effort, and expense, and that such confidential information provides Abstergo with significant competitive advantage in its business. You acknowledge and agree that a breach of this agreement by you will therefore... We've already read this. This is a Dick on the Little Mermaid cover situation. Kind of. It's like you have to like shoot a specific type of NPC, and then the skirt flies open, and then bam, there's a pussy. I swear I've read this. I'm not gonna read this. I guarantee you I've read this at some point. Because I commented about how it would never hold up in court. All right, another shot. Here we go. Oh, that's really not good. I know I'm the demo of Nier Automata. You can see 2B's asshole around her thong. Level of detail you really didn't need. So here's the thing about that, is that is not true, actually. That was a rumor that got spread around by Twitter. And it was not true. The image that's taken from was... the image that was taken from was actually created as like an art piece by like a fan, and so that the rumor got spread around, and then Yoko Taro, being the Yoko Taro that he was like, I have heard that you can see... He was like, yo, I heard you could see 2B's butthole. I do not think this is true, but just to be sure, I'm gonna need you to send me proof of this. Please send your pictures to my, like, Twitter inbox. And so Yoko Taro requested a bunch of people send him pictures of 2B's butthole. But yeah, that is a rumor that was not true. I wish you could see 2B's butthole. That would make that game, like, an entire point better. Here's what I will say, though. As far as, like, do the robots in Nier Automata have buttholes? The answer is almost certainly probably, because the aliens base them off of, like, humans to create a sort of, like, rival organization.
Get in the Animus.
Like, I think there's, like, a near zero chance they don't have buttholes, right? And if they were created by humans, which we know they are not, but were they to be created by humans, I guarantee you they'd still have a butthole. Because ain't no way some human designed 2B and did not make her fuckable. Zero goddamn chance.
Your memory, Mr. Miles.
How much more do we have? We have 2, 1, and then the Grail, and then the additional memories we can skip. So we have about 2, 3... We have about 3, 4 streams left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do the thing where I tag a single tower and then end the stream. Because I gotta go to bed early tonight. I'm not drunk.
Rested? Ready for your remaining trials?
I am, but I'd speak with you first. I have questions.
If you can believe that shit, I'm somehow not drunk, despite having, like, had, like, 16 shots of vodka.
Majd-Addin in Jerusalem used fear to force his people into submission. I suspect William meant to murder Richard and hold Aqqa with his troops. These men were meant to aid their leaders. Instead, they chose to betray them. What I do not understand is why.
Is the answer not obvious? The Templars desire control. Each man, as you've noted, wanted to claim their cities in the Templar name.
So he has the Piece of Eden in his hand right now, and I think he's trying to control Altair, and it's just fucking failing.
But they cannot succeed in their mission.
Why is that?
Also, the Vidic email mentioned the Piece of Eden.
piece of Eden. But we hold it now, and they cannot hope to achieve their goals without it.
What is this treasure?
It is temptation.
It's just a piece of silver.
Look at it.
What am I supposed to see?
This piece of silver cast out Adam and Eve. It turned staves into snakes, parted and closed the Red Sea. Ares used it to start the Trojan War, and with it a poor carpenter turned water into wine.
It seems rather plain for all the power you claim it has. How does it work?
He who holds it commands the hearts and minds of whoever looks upon it, whoever tastes of it, as they say.
Then Gagne's men?
An experiment. Herbs used to simulate its effects, to be ready for when they held it.
Talel supplied them. Tamir equipped them. They were preparing for something. But what?
War.
And the others, the men who ruled the cities, they meant to gather up their people, make them like Gagne's men.
The perfect citizens, the perfect soldiers, a perfect world.
Robert de Sable must never have this back.
So long as he and his brothers live, they will try.
Then they must be destroyed.
Which is what I've had you doing. There are 2 more Templars who require your attention. One in Akka, known as Sibran. One in Damas, called Jubair. Visit with the Bureau leaders. They'll instruct you further.
As you wish.
Be quick about it. No doubt Robert de Sable is made nervous by our continued success. His remaining followers will do their best to expose you. They know you come, the man in the white hood. They'll be looking for you.
They won't find me. I'm but a blade in the crowd.
Yeah, Altair, you're historically the stealthiest motherfucker on the planet.
For the good work you've done.
You have the subtlety of a fucking bulldozer. Fuck yeah, the Blade of Altair. That right there, that he has, is the ultimate weapon in Assassin's Creed 2. That is the strongest weapon in the game. Or it might be Brotherhood. It's one of those 2 games that's the strongest weapon. It's the strongest weapon in an Assassin's Creed game. Alright, we're going to... So where the game wants you to go is Acre, then go to Damascus. But considering you start at Damascus, then go Acre, then Jerusalem, then Damascus, Acre, Jerusalem, suddenly going Acre, Damascus, Jerusalem has always fucking felt weird to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Damascus. And I guarantee you, it will not make a difference. And for the first time in the entire history of this playthrough, I have actually successfully clicked Bureau instead of Outskirts. So we will be starting inside of the city. You're welcome, everyone. I'm not sure they ever explain why Altair is immune to the Piece of Eden. Other than he's just, like, the coolest. Like, he might just be the coolest. Or they do, and I've completely forgotten.
Stop! You must not turn.
Why would you do that?
Jedi ride tricks don't work on a Molima. If only Al Mualim had just come up with like $20 in US cash, he'd have just been like, well, fuck. $20 in fucking USD back then is technically worthless, but the exchange rate, based on the equivalence of the economies, would be fucking mind-boggling. What did you not understand about KOTOR? Oh, here we go. Last sip of screwdriver, and then we're done. No more drinking streams until I feel like them. The Jedi and Dantooine do recognize Revan. They're lying to you. Alright, and that is the end of the stream. They lie pretty good to me. Either that or it's because I haven't played the game in a long time. Yeah, they are explicitly lying to you. They know exactly who you are. That's why the one teacher, the like old, I think it's the old white guy, is like, see, this is why we can't teach Revan. Don't fucking teach Revan. Fuck Revan. We should not be teaching this person how to be a Jedi. Like, that's why the one master is super against teaching you to be a Jedi. So yeah, no, they know exactly who you are because they're kind of the ones that did it. They're just like lying to you. They're just lying to you. They're just straight up lying to you. Alright, yeah, a bit of a short stream, but hey, I killed that guy in an hour. Just like I said I would. So that went out pretty well. I'm going to try to stream tomorrow, but I gotta get an early bed tonight. I am fucking exhausted, but we're done with the drinking. Thank God. Thank God we're done with the orange juice. No more screwdrivers. Hopefully everyone had a good time. By the way, real quick, before we go, Maid, what are you playing it on? Like, what version do you have? I know it because the only version I know of that's not on PC is on, like, original Xbox. Switch. See, I didn't even know it was on Switch. How does it... Does Switch have enough buttons? Oh, yeah, it does, because it has 2 shoulder buttons. Okay. I was like, is there enough buttons on Switch? Anyway, my brother has the Xbox version. I got an Xbox just to get that and its sequel. Yeah, hopefully you had a good time. We're gonna kill a guy tomorrow. Probably. Till then, I've been Sacrabalic, your Envoy of Hope, and I will be seeing you next time. Bye-bye. I'm somehow not drunk. I'm, like, expecting in, like, 10 minutes, it's just gonna hit me. Like, I'm gonna stand up, all the blood's gonna rush to my legs, and then I'm just gonna puke, because there's just gonna be that much alcohol in me. Like, I might be so drunk that I'm, like, super saturated, and, like, until my body chemistry changes, I'm not, like, drunk yet, right? Like, it's, like, a tight balance, and then you, like, tap me, and it's done. It's just, I'm fucking smashed, is what I'm expecting to happen. I guess we'll find out.